Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing some cozy Christmas coloring in my coloring book, Just Add Sparkles. If you would like to color along, go ahead and grab your coloring book, and if you don't have it yet, you can shop it on Amazon.com. It's called Just Add Sparkles by Anchored Art Designs, and it has so many fun coloring pages for you to color in, but I really wanted to do some Christmas ones today before the season is over. I was feeling inspired by this one I did, so let's get some Christmas coloring done, starting with this one. This first coloring page is very Christmassy, and I've done it before using the traditional Christmas colors of red, white, and green, but I feel like it would be fun to do it a little bit differently and put a twist on it this time. I am a huge fan of a pastel Christmas, and I feel like it'd be fun to kind of do some different colors and try different things, but still make it give off that Christmas vibe. So for these little holly berries, instead of doing green and red, I thought, why not do pink and purple? So I'm just putting those colors in and adding in some shading to make it look kind of magical and whimsical. I wanted to give Nutcracker Christmas, like kind of Barbie and the Nutcracker pastel vibes and candy. So I feel like that would be fun to make all of the pages I do for this video that same theme of a pastel, soft, whimsical Christmas. It was really challenging for me to not want to just revert back to doing only Christmas colors because it wasn't really giving Christmas vibes, and then for the candy cane I just wanted to do it red and white, but I decided to mix it up just a little bit and do variations of a pink in there because I didn't want it to be just traditional. I'm trying to push myself and be a little more creative, but I also really needed to give off the Christmas spirit, so I'm trying to stay true to it while also changing things up a bit, and I wanted to read Christmas, but I also want it to be different, so we'll see what happens here. But now I'm adding in different colors. This was the color I was least sure about, but I felt like it would go with my whimsical palette. I decided to add in a pop of yellow there, and that's kind of a bold choice. I don't use a lot of yellow, especially not solid yellows, but I feel like I tone it down a little bit by transforming it into gold instead of just a bright, vibrant yellow, because it was giving banana and not Christmas. I need to make this look more like a Christmas hot chocolate than anything else, so I'm working on bringing in some more of those colors and more of those vibes with some warmth, and especially in this gold, I think that helped a lot. But I have a question for you. What is your favorite Christmassy drink? Do you like eggnog? Do you like hot chocolate? Do you like something different? I do not like eggnog. I do like the occasional hot chocolate, but lately my favorite thing to do has been to make new matcha combinations, and I had a matcha the other day that had peppermint Oreo cold foam on top, and it was very delicious. So comment down below, what is your favorite drink to drink around Christmas time? I'm curious to know. But for now, let's keep coloring in my candy cane hot chocolate. I thought it would be fun to make the mug look extra shiny and kind of ceramic by doing different layers of darker spots to kind of give it a lighting effect and make it look like certain parts were gleaming. And then it was time to work on the toppings. I think this topping is so cute with the little gingerbread man, like that's adorable. Anything miniature is just automatically 10 times cuter, so it was time to work on the Cool Whip or the whip topping kind of stuff, and then to also do the little gingerbread. I decided to go with classic colors for the gingerbread man only because I felt like a purple gingerbread man wouldn't look nearly as appetizing or Christmassy. So I decided to do traditional colors for him, but I did add in some pink for the sprinkles and icing instead of white to mix it up a little bit and go along with my pastel theme. And then I just felt like it was missing a little something, so I went ahead and finished off the spoon and matched it to the gold that I did for the base of the cup. But then I still felt like it needed a little bit more. I kind of felt like it needed a bluish green to represent the green in Christmas, because you have to have your main three colors represented. So for these little diamonds on the side, I added in this bluish green that I felt like would be a good addition to the pastel colors and also make it feel just a little bit more Christmassy. For the background, I wanted to keep it super simple, so I added in some purple shadows, and then of course I added in a whole bunch of sparkly highlights. And here's how the first picture turned out. I think it looks so cute. It's definitely Christmas, but definitely toned down in pastel. So now it's time for the next coloring page, which is of a girl wearing a beautiful winter dress jacket. I wanted to go with the same theme of a pastel Christmas to really challenge myself, and because those are some of my favorite colors, so I felt like it would be fun to use my favorite color combination of pink, blue, and purple. And I recently made a drawing for Christmas where I made an ice skater, and these were kind of her color combinations, and I felt like I really nailed it and they really went together, so I felt like let's do that again because I had a lot of fun doing that one. So I wanted to use pink, purple, and blue once again to make a really whimsical color palette. I just feel like these colors remind me of ice and like a wintry Christmas, but it's still warm and cozy colors. So this is just such a fun vibe for the pastel Christmas that I'm going for. So I went ahead and made my main pop of color blue because I felt like that was icy and still wintry enough, but it still went along with my theme of a pastel Christmas. And then of course I added in a whole bunch of sparkles, and this was so much fun. I definitely was experimenting a lot, and that's again why I love coloring, because you're not really afraid to mess up your drawing because it's not your drawing. I mean I did draw these, so they are my drawings, but for you it's not your drawings, so you're not afraid to mess it up. And if you do, it's not a big deal because you didn't spend hours creating something to get to the coloring part and feel all this stress and pressure. Coloring is just so fun and relaxing, and I've been having a lot of fun doing it lately, so I was really excited to get to experiment on this page and do it differently than how I've done it before, because I've also done this one once before and it turned out completely different, which is another thing I love about coloring, is that you can have the same picture and transform it into so many different things. But for this one, I decided to make it just super extra wintry and kind of like a magical wonderland. So I added in some blush to make her look cold, and then of course I stuck with that frosty color palette and gave her blonde hair and blue eyes, and then I just kept on working and detailing extra parts of it to make it look extra nice and detailed and try to work on it a little bit more. I'm always trying to improve my skills with faces and skin tones and all of that, so any chance that I have to practice adding blush and adding contour, I go for. And then it was time to work on the background. For this one, I'd put in a little bit more effort, but I don't like to use a lot of color on the background, but I tried to make it look like a snowy little landscape around her. And then it was time for my favorite part. You already know, the white gel pen details, and here's how it turned out. I think it looks so cute. I love the color palette, and it's like a winter pastel Christmas, but it's still super wintry. And now it's time for the last one that I'm going to be doing today, which definitely gives Nutcracker vibes. This one is definitely the most wild and experimental of the three that I've done today. I decided right off the bat that she needed bright pink hair. I'm not really sure why, I just didn't want to do a classic color. I thought about doing red, but then I felt like red would be too strong and not fit the pastel theme, which is ironic, and you'll see why later. But for now, I was still trying to keep it extra pastel, but I didn't want to just keep doing the same color palettes over and over, so I wanted to challenge myself and do something a little bit different with this one. So I start off with the pink hair, and then I decided to do red on the dress, which definitely is not pastel, but it definitely is Christmas. So I broke the mold a little bit, but the pink hair was just so out there that I felt like we could go back and do a little bit more of a classic color for the dress. So I thought a beautiful red Christmas dress would be a lot of fun with some gold accents. So that's what I'm going ahead and doing for this one. It's actually my dream to go see like the Nutcracker like professionally done, and I never have before, and I just think it would be so much fun during Christmas to go see the Nutcracker. I just think that would be so fun and so magical. But I just continued to work on the dress. I wanted to do several different colors. Sometimes to help myself figure out how to do the shading, I give myself a 3 shade limit. So like I need to use at least 3 different shades of red in this dress in order to make it come to life. I can always use more, but I try to use at least 3. So I went ahead in with my 3 different shades of red to really make this dress 3-dimensional and come to life and have different folds in it. Fabric is another thing that I love a good challenge for, and it's really challenging to draw that right, so it's fun to get to add in those little elements. And then it was time to add in some of the finishing details. I decided to do a light pink background for this one to add in more of that pastel vibe that I've been going for. And then after that, of course, it was time for the gel pen details. You know, this is my favorite part. I added in lots of white highlights, and then I also added in a lot of gold details on this one too. I felt like it would be cute and go along with the red, the warmth of it, to bring in some gold accents and sparkles, of course. So I put those all over the place, and then this one was completed, and here's how she turned out. I think it looks so whimsical, and this one is definitely very Christmassy with the red. Now let's take a look back at all of the pages we colored in today. First up was this hot chocolate, next we did the girl in the jacket, and finally the ballerina. Which one of these was your favorite from today? I think the first one stuck most to the pastel theme, but I think the last one with the red dress was the most Christmassy, but I'm curious to know which one turned out to be your favorite and why. I also love the color palette of the jacket. Remember that if you want to color along, you can too in my coloring book, Just Add Sparkles, on Amazon.com. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Merry Christmas, bye!